and welcome back to the BraindAI Podcast. I'm your host, Lenka. This is the show for digital agencies and innovative brands focused on predictable growth. We deliver the AI solutions and systems required to streamline client acquisition and automate service delivery, ensuring you are maximizing your capacity to scale. Today, we are talking to a highly successful agency leader, Marion Di Benedetto, founder of Sierra Marketing. Marion has built a thriving full-service agency that has been in a business for over 18 years. Her journey is a masterclass in strategic growth, starting with a finance background, building a robust team, and evolving into a high-efficiency model that now allows her to focus on her lifestyle. We are going to dive into how she built such a resilient business, how she leverages AI, and what it takes to scale an agency for the long haul. Marion, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lenka. Thank you for a very glorious introduction. I like it.
You've built an incredible agency for over 18 years. Can you take us back to the beginning and share what first inspired you to launch Sierra Marketing?
Yes, of course. All right. So, look, 18 years ago, well, actually 19 years ago, I used to work for another agency here in Sydney. And I always had in the back of my mind that, I could do it myself. And back then I was in my mid-20s and feeling invincible, the world is my oyster and I can do anything. So it was always in the back of my mind. And an opportunity came about that gave us, my business partner at the time and I, the opportunity to look at setting up Sierra Marketing. And at the time, it was very much about supporting businesses with growth through driving leads generation and sales through, effective marketing activities. The business has grown a lot since, but it stemmed from that desire and entrepreneurial thinking, basically, and being opportune when something came about and we jumped on it.
I love it. You started the agency so early in your career, so incredible. You have a background in finance, which is a bit unusual for an agency owners. How was that initial focus on systemization and performance shape the core of DNA of your agency?
Look, I think it's a really strong foundation. So I did study finance and very quickly realized that it wasn't for me. However, as you mentioned earlier, it really helped to build my confidence as a business owner because I knew that I really understood, KPIs, measurabilities, and how to actually maximize the opportunity from a financial point of view. So to make sure that I'm running an operation that is, generating profits and that is effective and working well. So that was really, really helpful. The other thing is having that, I guess, training, but also experience in finance really helps when I have high-level conversations with business owners, when I work with people at C-level, where, running a P&L is critical to their assignments. I can speak their language and I can fully align and I can share messages that resonate with them. So it's been really, really helpful with the business. And it's also allowed us to position ourselves as a true growth supporting business that is focused on performance and high performance.
So great. Over nearly 2 decades, what was the most significant moment or strategic decision that changed the trajectory of Sierra Marketing?
Yeah, 2 decades is a very long time. And I can think of a lot of times in that past 20 years where we had to adapt and change directions with the business. One of the most significant ones is back in 2016. And it's interesting because it's not one that is directly linked to the environment. And I mean, as you would know, the past 20 years, the marketing ecosystem's really changed. The environment's very different. When we started, it was just the beginning of digital. And, now we are in AI. So there's been a lot in that business environment that has changed. But the example I'm going to share with you now is a more personal. So back in 2016, I had met and I ended up being in hospital for about 3 months. And what happened during that time, I mean, I was very fortunate. I had a really solid team and my business partner was incredibly supportive. But it was extremely disruptive for the business. And what happened during that time was a bit of a reset. It was a reset for me because it just gave me the opportunity to rethink how things were done and process, how to work on, minimum input, maximum output, making sure that I pick my battles and that, I deliver the best work that I can while still not compromising, my personal life, my personal health, and so on. And I think that's something that a lot of entrepreneurs and, hardworking people out there will be relating to. So during that time, the business itself and what we do didn't change that much. But the big decision that I made is that I really shifted from being a bit of a yes girl, where I was so excited about every project I could embark on. And I would basically be making my business and my offering to fit the client's demands, to becoming someone that is focused and more qualified in the project that I take on board. So really sticking to my guns, knowing where my strengths are with the business and where we can deliver the best work for our clients. So from that moment on, we started to qualify projects and clients a lot more specifically and a lot with very, very strong boundaries. And from there, it accelerated growth beyond anything that I thought was possible, but I can't even explain. Really having that, strength to focus on your core competence and delivering your best work is just magic.
Amazing. So inspirational. I love this. Thank you
Thank
for sharing.
you.
Your model of working out of client offices is
Oh,
unique.
yeah.
How do you maintain a strong team culture and connection when you don't have a central
Yeah.
office?
Yeah, so we had our own office and offices actually. At some point we had two even up till COVID. And obviously when COVID hit, ways of working changed a lot. We had to adapt and become more an hybrid team. And that worked really well for us, mostly because our team has been with us for quite a long time. So we're not a big team, and people that are working with Sierra have been around for quite a while. So we were very much like a big family business. We finish each other's sentences. There's real trust. And I think that gave me the confidence to say, okay, this hybrid model is actually really going to work for us as a team. So COVID was a fantastic test. On the back of that, so we canceled our office at the time. We had amazing offices in Surrey Hills, which was really the hub of where we grew and developed as an agency, like creative marketing environment. I loved being there. But on the back of COVID and working out that actually we could deliver just as well without having the office, I shifted the model with the business. And one of the big things that occurred to me is that part of our value proposition, everything we put in all of our proposal, you can see on our website, is that we are a fractional marketing team. We work as an extension of our clients' businesses. So then the penny drops. It occurred to me that if we are working as an extension of our clients' businesses, then we could work from the office because that's totally embedded. So why not? So I tested that with a couple of clients that had been with us for a long time. And the response was overwhelmingly positive. They were like so on board with the program. They're like, this is amazing. Come work from here. You'll have that direct connection. And in fact, what it did, to answer the point about the culture, is that it enhanced our culture because not only us as project teams are really strong together, but we became one with our clients. So as it stands now, we have a couple of offices in Sydney, Melbourne, Gold Coast, and Brisbane, because we're very fortunate to have a few clients that have invited us with open arms to work from their offices. So that's how it all happened. And it's working really well for productivity and focused effort and team culture.
Amazing. I never heard of it, and I think it's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there are days out of the client's office, but it's not
Yeah.
really like the whole team goes in and, like build that, trust relationship and team building in a sense as well, because,
Yeah,
hanging
spot
out
on.
together. Yeah.
And look, it's important to say as well that on top of that, we also have our separate team days where, I would just organize a separate venue where it's just us. So we also have those special moments. And yeah, I think it's really important to find that balance, but have that human connection. So we still
Yeah.
maintain.
So great. You hold your team to a very high standard. So you already mentioned you like a family. What's your secret to finding and retaining the right people who can still deliver the high quality of work?
Yeah, look, that's a very good question, and it's one that I've actually reflected on quite a bit over the years. Looking at businesses around me, including clients' businesses, where it is obvious that attracting and retaining clients and talents is a very attracting and retaining talents is a very challenging thing. And I've been very fortunate over the years that I haven't been faced with that issue. If I had to put it down to a couple of things, I think it's respect and trust. And let me just explain on that a little bit. So respect, first of all, when I recruit people, I'm very respectful of their ability, their life, their objectives, their desires. And I work to the best of my ability to align and make sure that we are a good match and a good fit for each other. So there is sometimes people that on paper look amazing and they have all the skills and they have all the portfolio and they're great. And I can tell really quickly that from an alignment point of view, it's not going to necessarily gel. So respecting that and being true to yourself and accepting that sometimes, there can be some people that are amazing at their job, but they might not be the right people for your team. I think is a very important one for me. So that respect piece, and it goes both ways. It really does. The other one is trust. So, and that goes hand in hand with respect. So from my point of view, everyone starts with 100% trust. So I find that a lot of the time when companies recruit, they think that, a new employee or the partner is not going to do the right thing by then. Of them. I'm the opposite. So I have this really positive belief in humanity. So I'm seeing the best in everybody. And I'm thinking I have to start with 100% of trust. If I don't, then the relationship is flawed from the beginning, right? So everyone starts with 100 points and it's for them to lose. So when they start, if they start mistakes and blah, 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 then we see how we handle it. And, it's in the tough situations that relationships are built. And, when you can have that respect and that trust, you have good communication, you're working together, then, you can achieve really great things. And it does result in people loving where they work, loving what they do. And that's also quite unusual, I believe, but I'm very strong about making sure that my team works on projects that they're interested in. So, we can have great clients, but if the product or the approach, it's something that is not something they're passionate about or that they don't buy into, I'm not going to force it onto them. Or I would give them the opportunity to build a strong case for it not being the right, project for them. So that, again, that respect and trust gets you a very long way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, what is the single biggest trend or shift you think the agency owners should be preparing for right now? What's coming?
Oh, I think it kind of depends on the nature of the agency and what the focus of the agency is. For us, because we are a full service agency, meaning we're doing everything from market research, strategy planning, implementation, advisory, I think a big shift is it truly is in automation of how we integrate all of those elements of our service offering.
Thank you. And lastly, what is the best way for our audience to get in touch with you or learn more about CRM marketing?
Sure. So obviously you can go to our website, crmarketing.com.au. And best way to connect with me would be through LinkedIn. Great thing is Marion Di Benedetto, there's not many of us. So you'll find me quite easily on LinkedIn.
Thank you so much, Marion. This has been great. For all our listeners, you can find all these links down below in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to subscribe and review, and we'll be back soon with another interesting topic.